He fell asleep in New Jersey before the bombs hit the ground. Broadcasting from a bomb shelter, he is the nuclear clown.
Is this going to be a disaster movie? Is this going to have an overflated special effects budget? By any chance, is this going to have a lazy, uninspired title? Is this going to have Michelle Rodriguez reprising her eternal role as the tough girl with the guns? You know, when I graduated from review school, there were a few things that my instructors ingrained in me. They're called warning signs. The things I've just listed are warning signs of a horrible, horrible movie called Battle L.A. I know what you're thinking. This doesn't exactly seem like a good movie. It's not exactly a good movie. It's not even exactly a movie. This movie's kind of like a giant Warhammer 40k game being recorded, including the arguments about the rules. My friend wanted to see this movie. I didn't want to go. I wouldn't have watched this movie ever. Ever. But my friend said, Dave, I think this Battle Los Angeles movie is based on actual events. Not the actual movie and all that happened. But in 1942, there was an incident called Battle of Los Angeles. Go on Wikipedia and look it up. And it was during the war. We just got into a war. Us Americans got ourselves into another war. Sorry. But over the coast of Los Angeles, this fucking thing showed up. It was a disc. And they put lights on it, and they fired guns at it, and they blew 1,400 rounds of ammunition on it. And then it went away, and everybody had a party. And fought a big war! So, at first, a lot of people thought it was like a Japanese or Russian or whatever, whoever our enemy at the time just happened to be. The news and all that thought it was maybe a spying device or something like that. But, you know, a lot of people say, oh, it's a UFO, and it's a freaking flying saucer. Go look it up. I'm not making this up. Come on, go. You're not doing the thing you said you were going to do. Okay, but my friend was like, no, you know what? I think that maybe they will allude to that event in the movie. Like maybe that was a scout craft, and now after all these years, they're doing the invasion. And I looked at him and I said, you know this movie has nothing to do with that. I don't even need to see it. I don't need to read a word about it. All I need to do is watch a preview to know. This has absolutely no grounding in historical fact. And as a matter of fact, I don't even think Los Angeles exists anymore after seeing this movie. But I said, you know what? If you really want to see it, what kind of a friend would I be if I didn't go with you and suffer? So I went and I watched it. And, yeah, it was just terrible. It was terrible. And references to that actual event? Dave won World 75. But I'm on the board. I am on the board. Battle L.A. stars Aaron Eckhart. Eckhart. Think about the future. I love that part. And I was really rooting for this guy, this actor. When I saw Thank You for Smoking, and if you have any inkling, if you want to see this movie, don't go rent Thank You for Smoking. And you'll thank me for it. You will thank me for recommending Thank You for not smoking. No, Thank You for Smoking, not Thank You for not smoking. So I really liked him in that, and I was like, I like that guy. You know, I hope he does well. And then when I heard he got the Batman movie, I was like, wow, that's great. I like this actor. He's going to be in this movie. It's going to be successful. We all know how I felt about Dark Knight, but you know, I was happy for him that he was in a movie that was going to make a lot of money. And then I don't know, maybe he did some other stuff, but this movie's terrible. And I mean, it's successful, so it's kind of like I'm glad because he seems like a nice fellow, and I want him to do well. But at what price victory, friends? What price? Because Battle LA sucks. It sucks so bad. I'll tell you what. Battle Los Angeles makes Independence Day look like Citizen Kane. I'll give you a minute to let that sink in. So let me just get my spoiler-free review out of the way. I don't know how you could spoil a piece of garbage like this, but I might for someone out there. So, Battle Los Angeles is terrible. Really, I mean, look in these eyes. Terrible. 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 Okay. You got it? We're clear here. We're good? Okay, good. Now let's start spoiling stuff. Now, to say there's a story in this movie would be to vastly overestimate it. The extent is aliens attack. Why are they attacking? They do say why. And it takes me longer to do this than it took this movie to explain its plot. The aliens want our water. Alright. So they want our water, so they attack the world and start killing everyone. And that's about it. That's the quote-unquote story. But I kind of have a problem with that. They say Earth is the only place with liquid water, and that's what they want. Goodbye. But aren't there planets made of ice and shit? Isn't there ice in space? I mean, don't we know that? Like, don't humans say, hey, look, there's ice. Rings Total Recall? The mountain thing? The ice? Air? Benny? Screw you? I mean, all they had to do was watch Total Recall, and they would have had as much water as they wanted. But apparently they're like, no, that's ice. We don't need ice. We need water. You know, so they could have gotten ice. You can get ice and turn it into water, right? But no, you know, they had a bunch of bullets, and they had a bunch of grenades, and they had a bunch of rocket launchers laying around. So they were like, nah, you know what? Let's just... We don't have a giant microwave to melt all this ice into water, but we have all these guns and bullets. Let's just do it this way. And what cracked me up... Now, don't get me wrong. I understand you're going to say, Dave, were you really expecting a plot in an alien invasion movie? No, of course not. But if you're going to do an alien invasion movie, what's your angle? What's your twist? What makes it better than just another stupid action movie, right? And Battle Los Angeles offers absolutely nothing, less than nothing to what we've already had as far as this type of movie goes. And worse yet, you can't even say, well, maybe the aliens do cool shit. Maybe the aliens have cool mind powers. Maybe the aliens have tails. Because they don't have anything. The aliens in Battle Los Angeles are firing like bullets. They're firing bullets and bombs and rocket launchers. The aliens in this movie, for you dorks out there, are kind of like the Necrons in Warhammer 40k. They got about 3 units. They all pretty much look the same. And, you know, it sucks. If it's like, alright, I'm going to watch a brainless movie. I'm going to watch a brainless aliens take over the world movie. I want to watch aliens do cool crap with laser beams. That's all I want to see. You know, I'm not even going to say, well, alright, this movie has no plot, therefore it sucks, but the action was good, because it wasn't good. It was so average. The aliens are shooting guns. They're guns, like bullets. Pow, pow, pow. I mean, when they killed an alien, they should have stopped and, you know, raided the corpse for some ammo. Because they're using guns. It would have at least been interesting if they got off the ship and formed a firing line and had muskets or something. I mean, give me something different. but they're using like machine guns and grenades and explosives. Where are the lasers? Mind control rays? I'd settle for a cattle mutilation at this point, not a calf to be seen. I guess they don't do a whole lot of farming in Los Angeles. So yeah, that just blew me away. Because if you say, well, we're going to make a brainless alien invasion movie. Okay, well, can they have cool stuff? No. Just regular stuff, you know. And in one part, in the very beginning, when they kill their very first alien, there's like 3 Marines surrounding one alien. And they're unloading on it, right? Just full auto, everyone in a circle, point blank range, and it takes about 6 minutes for them to kill this thing. It falls in a pool. They throw a grenade in the pool just in case. Keep that in mind, okay? The first time they kill one of these things, it's like a bullet gangbang, and the thing just will not die. All right? Okay. As the movie progresses, they find out that these aliens have a weak spot. Guess where the weak spot is? Guess where the weak spot is? Guess back and to the left. Back. It's where the heart would be. Aim. Oh my God, how do we kill these things? Aim for where the heart is. So after discovering this, and keep in mind the aliens are in armor. You know, if you shoot a human in the heart, he dies too. Give a human a bulletproof vest and shoot him in the heart. Results may vary. And these are fucking aliens we're talking about, right? But once they discover that where the heart would be is a vulnerable spot, they're killing these things in like 3-round bursts from 50 yards out. I mean, aliens are just dropping like flies. They're like, oh no, they found our weak spot. A, the aliens are in armor. And B, if their heart is our weak spot, don't you think they'd reinforce, you know? Like, the armor would be harder there to penetrate. And 10 minutes ago, it took 20 minutes for you to kill one. Do you mean to tell me, in a circular, point-blank range assassination, you didn't hit the heart at all? What's going on here, guys? It's almost like they gave up. Like, you know what? Like, the director was like, These aliens are using guns and rocket launchers and flamethrowers. That's fucking stupid. Okay, can we at least make them tough? And the writer was like, okay, well, you know what? We'll compromise. We'll make one alien very, very, very tough. The other ones, not so much. He must have been a shrewd negotiator, friends. Shrewd, indeed. And it's so funny because these aliens are so incompetent. There's like this squad of Marines, and I think there's like, 5 or 6 of them, and the people, the Marines, get like shot in the leg, and they go down, and you know what? Battle Los Angeles, they could have removed aliens and put in, you know, Nazis, the Russians, you know, insert famous bad guy here. They could have just put anyone. Because if the aliens are using equipment that looks like ours, when they fire the guns, it looks exactly the same. It sounds exactly the same. They blow stuff up. No lasers, no funky technology, no special effects besides themselves. No cool guns, mind control, nothing. So you may, if you're gonna just make it be plain Jane like that, just have the bad guys be, you know, normal soldiers. Whatever. It don't matter, right? So, you're sitting in the theater and you're waiting for something cool to happen, and it never, ever does. The only cool thing is when you get to leave. You get to go home after a while, and that is my favorite part of this movie. What else is there to talk about in Battle Los Angeles? I'm racking my brain. Okay. One thing I had a problem with, a big problem with, these aliens have come to Earth, which I would assume is a long journey. And in science class, when your teacher said, if you were gonna go to Mars, it would take 100,000 years or whatever, right? It takes a long time, okay? So these aliens can travel competently to our world, probably a long journey, right? So they have to have some advanced technology, and they show up and they start invading us. They can't make water, but they can travel throughout the cosmos. They also use gunpowder, apparently. Nothing adds up in this movie. So my advice to you, friend, if you want to see Battle Los Angeles, put on any war movie that you like. Platoon, Full Metal Jacket, Saving Private Ryan. And imagine that instead of enemy soldiers, they're aliens. I just saved you $10. You're welcome. But I'm going to be totally honest for a second. Really, reviews aren't that fun if you really like the movie. You know what I mean? If a movie is great and you don't have a lot of bad things to say about it, review tends to be kind of boring. It's these horrible things, these horrible moments, these terrible, dreadful films that bring out the good times. We have fun. We make fun of these movies. We laugh at them. And so I guess, in a way, Battle Los Angeles served its purpose. Because the King's Speech was good. There's nothing really out I want to see. Well, I want to see Rango, and I heard that it's really good. So, that review is going to be boring. Spoiler alert, that review is going to be boring. So I guess that Battle LA was kind of just what I needed. A nice piece of garbage to make my review have a little bit of something extra. That's something extra called garbage. Total and complete garbage. Aaron Eckhart, I'm still on your side, buddy, but you gotta do better than this. I know you have a number one movie, but you know what? I've turned down a ton of number one movies for artistic principle. Take note. And one part in the movie that I think bears special mention is, they find out that all these flying drone ships, unmanned drone ships that shoot guns, and don't we have unmanned drones that shoot guns? Like, I've seen this shit. Like, I can go on the History Channel on the military thing and see this. Aliens. If there's any aliens out there who are subscribed to this channel, if you ever plan on invading my planet, you better come correct. I want at least some lasers. At least. If you show up wielding Uzis and Gats, I am not going to be a very responsive slave. Okay? And by the way, I live in New Jersey. You want our water? Have at it. So at the end, they find out that these drone ships are controlled by this mother brain type thing. The central signal. If we can knock out the central signal, all the drones will stop droning. And they're like, if you were gonna hide a drone, if you were gonna hide the central nervous system to your army, where would you hide it so that your enemy doesn't find it? And Michelle Rodriguez, because she's tough, girl guns, tough, guns, Michelle. She says, I'd hide it underground. And they're like, yeah, fuck yeah. So they go underground and they find this thing and they blow it up. Now let me ask you, if these people are spacefaring aliens who have the ability to fly through space, why are they going to hide such a vulnerable piece of equipment, such a vital piece of equipment underground where humans can go? I can go in the sewer. I can't go in space. Just hide it in space where we can't get it. And we won't, because we can't. But I guess the aliens have a sense of fair play. They were, you know what, they were probably stacking up their invasion, looking at all their cool lasers and mind controls and whatnot. And then the leader, General Flyers, says, you know, boys, we're an honorable race. If we go down there and kick ass with all these lasers and all these guns and all these mind powers, these eye melt laser beams, that's not going to be very fair. So here are your Uzis, here are your muskets, here are your grenades, 3 each, 3 each. Let's keep it clean, no armor around the heart. We got to make sure that the vital area is drastically underprotected. Sir, but we're still going to put the central nervous system for our drones in space, right? You know, Smith, that's the kind of attitude that makes wars unfair. No, we're going to put it underground, within the reach of our enemy. And if they can make it, fair play to them. Actually, if they played a scene like that, the movie would have been better. So, they go underground, and they blow up the communicator thing, or whatever. So the drones stop working. And they're like, yay, we did it. We won. Victory. Now now we have air superiority. Respect our air superiority. And, which is fine, which is all good and dandy, but aren't there like a billion? I mean, then, when the aliens attack, it shows like a map of the globe, and it says, oh, all major countries have been assaulted. So really, it's like, we kind of just gave them a bloody nose, right? But I guess they want to leave the window open for sequels. So they kind of leave it open-ended. Like, you mean to tell me I sat through this shitty movie, and at the end of it, we have a chance to fight back. A chance. So to close, in case you weren't tipped off by the just relentlessly terrible trailers for this movie, Battle Los Angeles is an enormous, hulking, side-winding, barrel-scraping, drone-manning, gun throwing in the mud so it doesn't work any longer piece of whale barf. Go Earth.